So this is Barbara, the East Coast Dragon Lady, and this is with Alessandra, and this is a rescheduled Dragon Hour. I've just explained before we started recording that originally we were going to do this back in June, and for various reasons it didn't work out, and we didn't realize until this week that we'd rescheduled this and not thinking about Dragon Thunder or Galactic Dragon Thunder that's just happened. So as I said, the dragons obviously knew that this was what was going to happen. So I'm not going to do too much. If you have questions, please put them in the chat or raise your hand, wave. I will hand over to Alessandro. So thank you for being here. And thank you for everybody that signed up. And we're really looking forward to the surprise that you have for us.
Well, surprise number one is actually to put you and me on the spot, because the white dragon, I'm going to start channeling her and messages and energy healing, but I believe that you and me are going to be put on the spot, and I'll start with me. How are you feeling the energies? Because I am feeling increasingly psychotic, schizophrenic, and the words that I have are cognitive dissonance. And it's because I am here channeling with you, but on the weekends, I might have to go work as a caregiver to take care of an elderly person of a friend and get paid for that, which is, I'm not even going to say how little it is. So, and then I have to also work a little bit part-time as a English school teacher. And so that's just an example of the cognitive dissonance that I have to have, of feeling like I'm a low-life person that has to puzzle piece my money together while also channeling incredible divine energy. And then these days, I get all these downloads about things I can do, and then I feel pathetic. I can have a whole day with a migraine, which I get quite often, and I'm here as an energy healer saying, I should never have migraines. I should be like 50 years old, but looking like 20, because in Atlantis we regenerated. So I'm here saying, how are you feeling the energies? Because it's quite psychotic.
Can I, oh, sorry.
Yeah, go on. Yeah, go on.
And I just wanted to say that I can relate to feeling psychotic, because I'm just now coming out of feeling like I was having a total meltdown, psychotic break. And I was actually having a moment where I just sat down and stared at the wall like somebody who should be in an institution. But thankfully I'm grounding it, and I'm just making myself work on my art as much as possible to ground all of this energy. Otherwise, I actually feel like I'll explode if I don't. And my temper is so erratic, like it's like PMS without having PMS, but 100,000 times worse. And it's like I'm constantly having to control myself and do things to calm myself down. So yeah, that's how I've been dealing. So I understand what you're talking about. And the headaches are monsters. They're monsters.
Right. And I think, as somebody put in the chat, we had a full moon, and it's the Lion's Gate opened. So I think we have to remember that. And as some of you know, if you follow, I try not to follow too much news. It's crazy here in the USA with our politics. And I know you've just, in England, you just had an election, and France is in the middle of it, and we've got the Olympics. So I think it's reflective. I think what you're saying is reflecting in everybody's life, right? It's and I actually caught a bit of Caroline the other day, and she was just 5 minutes, and she's like, this is crazy, this energy is crazy. And I'm like, right. And then she was the one that said, the Lion's Gate is opened, right? And anything can happen. So yeah, I think we're all, and from what people are saying here, that yes, I feel that also. I get downloads, and it's really crazy. Happy Galactic New Year. Very true. Too many things going on at once, feeling the energies scattered, sometimes finding difficult to ground and stay centered. Yep.
So Caroline, now I wanted to ask you, because I stopped you from saying it before we were recording, how are you feeling this white mother dragon energy because we were both on board. I said, listen, I know what I don't know what I'm doing, but I know it's going to be channeled from the White Dragon Mother. And all I have is this image. So, share the image, no description. Here we go.
What did she say?
Well, I'm just popping in because, with all the energies going around and then checking into the White Mother, it's like, Venus. It's totally different, since a lot of stuff has been going on since before the full moon. It's like I really have instantly always to leave technical stuff behind, go out, ground myself, sit with myself, really run the energy through. And I've been sitting since, I don't know, Saturday, kind of in a temple. So partly I'm here, partly I'm there. It's really like balancing out. And what I get is, for me, it's, leaving that behind, what I thought as a human I should do. What I notice for me is I can't live in a way society is living out there. I tried it. I tried it for a very long time, but it doesn't work out. And it's like I'm push back a break, let's say. I'd say pull the brake, like, no, you're not doing that. That in a way is interesting that, getting a job and so on doesn't work out because I'm not meant to do it that way anymore. It's not about surviving. It's about thriving. Honestly, I don't know how it will work out. But what I get, it's at the same time, I have a lot of stuff around the third eye too. Like lots of clearing out, all the stuff we believe, how we see the world and so on. But it's more or less about bringing who I really am in and feeling the guidance. And even the guidance is just telling me, sit with it. Don't do much. Sit with it. Because the moment I go into doing, it's like, honestly, it's stressing me out. It's really stressing me out. So it's really, I'm not in a place where I can do what I did before. It's like, no, you're not doing that. It's not right for you. Stop it. And so clearly that in the end, I only can avoid. I can only surrender what I did before, coming to the call, because the energy really was like, whoa, coming up. It's really not trying to control, really utterly surrendering. And in the moment I do that, hey, it works. I'm not stressed out anymore. So I think, I'm not knowing how it works for you, that in the end, it's about us surrendering what we thought as a human being, which we are not really, have to do. And instead surrender it all and then come back to the heart. Okay, what am I guided to do in the end? But honestly, the energy is really like pushing us in places where we consciously wouldn't go. It's really like confronting us how we have been living and what life really is about. I don't know how it is for you both, Barbara, Alessandra.
Barbara,
I
I'm getting
think
here.
I think I mean, for me, I feel like Dragon Thunder kept me busy, like the lead up to it, that energy. One of the things that Kelly and I did, because of what I experienced last year, was a huge amount of energy that I felt I held for 8-9 hours, because I didn't know what to expect. And Kevin was like flying for about 3 days, and I sort of crashed afterwards. So I sort of prepared for that. But what Kelly and I did was we met the day before and we raised the vibration, we held the energy, and then we protected Mother Earth. And then we both saw this beautiful rainbow energy, rainbow pillars that came in and lights. And as people's hearts were opening, so were these lights were lighting up. So I felt like so much better during the whole of our 8-9 hours, because that and the energy felt softer. And I haven't really been until I saw Caroline Mitchell's clip. I hadn't really sort of paid attention to the energy, and afterwards I was like, oh right, yeah, that makes sense, especially with Lion Gate opening on 8-8. Oh, it's open and then it closes on 8-8. So yeah, and I think, just as I said, when you look at what's going on in the world, it's very chaotic. Yeah, and I think for a lot of people, this I choose to work a full-time job and do this as a can't even say it. I mean, I just live in that spiritual world, but I sort of I work from home a lot, so it's actually helpful. So yeah. So I hand to you, Alessandra.
Yeah, I feel ready now for the channeled energy. I think it's the surprise is just going to come right now. So let's see what's coming in. I'll test just in case you can hear the crystal bowl. I'll just play it anyways, but can you hear it? No. So we have a continuation from what came through in Dragon Thunder. And there is, in fact, it is a carryover from Dragon Thunder. And I'm seeing immediately, if anybody remembers the Care Bears, which was so beautiful, the white fluffy clouds and that really happy, sweet, innocent, inner child energy. So there is this huge cloud. I would also call it Venus energy. I feel a lot of sweet, sweet, loving pink energy. Anybody that's into crystals, there's rose quartz coming along. And so this is the body of the white dragon mother. She's also very pearlescent, iridescent. So it's not really just white. And then I also see her in these pinks and purples. So she's coming and enveloping all of us in this cocoon energy. And the most beautiful gift that I feel my guides or our guides can give us is abstract energy. Let's take ourselves out of our mind space, and maybe we can receive even more in this way. So we're being lulled a little bit. I am going to play my crystal bowl that I love so much, that has the rainbow platinum on crystal. For some reason, we're being invited to look at our dragon body, but to actually look down at our hands. And maybe there is what I would call positive reptilian energy. Maybe there's positive frog medicine. Maybe it's butterfly energy or insect. I think we're being encouraged to see all the different star nations that we are part of, and all the different sacred animal collectives that are on Earth, that are really representing big, wise energies that are in other places of the universe. Because my hands keep shape-shifting and showing the sacred aspects that I am in different places. So I keep seeing dragon. At first it's dragon paws, which are really very, very big. But also I keep seeing dragonfly, the dragonfly, and the luminescent, there's another word for it, that the wings, how delicate the wings are, because I see fairies with those dragonfly wings. So let's just take a moment to focus on our hands and see how they're popping up. Mostly, I think the dragon mother is enveloping us, and she's putting her paw over our paws, and now she's really grounding us. And it's a deep grounding. Being aware that our Earth Star chakra is way beneath our body, and I feel pulled like a yoga tug, just really pulled down, but it feels good. I feel stabilization, balancing left, right, yin, yang, the brain, the mental body, and the artistic, creative senses. And let's take a few deep breaths. And more breaths. This is where I think we can kind of shave off, if that's the right word, the weight of the world, our empathic overload. It can just slide off like an avalanche. And there's some phenomenal ability that the Dragon Mother has to bring us into the earth, almost like the idea of when you're swimming in the ocean and you're submerged and it just feels really good. Well, we're submerging in the soil ocean of Mother Earth, and it's easier for our toxins, whether they're mental, emotional, or chemical, all this stuff inside of us, however it is we're imagining it, that it can, through osmosis, come out, and that Mother Earth and the Mother Earth Dragon are professionals at recycling and alchemizing. So we're not polluting her. We're doing this in a very sacred way, maybe even in a Native American way. Ooh. I'm moving my body, so maybe you want to move your body. You might want to get up and, I don't know, I'm really feeling it in my shoulders. There's something about interstitial fluid in between our cells. There's lots of stuff that's coming out, and it's been a long time that we've been wanting to get it out. And it's okay. It might be a bigger release than we were expecting, but we're in good hands, and we're working with the sacredness of group energy. Let us be aware in the little sacred pods that we are each in, that looks and feels like an amniotic sac, or to me it always looks like sacred rainbow plasma. It's very watery, gelatinous, liquid crystal, and I feel safe with space. So allow your body to just do its thing, because this is intense but good. So we're continuing this grounding and this release, but now the release can go on automatic pilot. We don't have to be as aware of it or conscious of it. We can trust our guides and our higher self. Now I'm being invited by the Dragon Mother to look at her, because essentially we are in a sacred cave space or a sacred womb space inside the Dragon Mother. And I think she wants us to take a little bit of a look around, whether your eyes are open or closed, and see what she has for us. For me, I feel like she's creating a fairy treehouse, and I'm seeing lots of crystals that are huge. And I'm seeing little statuettes of goddesses, but even little things like My Little Ponies, things that would make me happy, Pegasus statues. This is a very special, happy place. And we're allowed to have as many as we want. Mm. There's a little bit extra. I'm actually hearing words that I was not expecting to hear, things that we can release. toxins and poisons. I usually don't use negative words, but I think the impact and the strength of these words in this safe space makes my mind think, okay, I'm happy to release poisons in my body, heavy metals, poisonous thoughts, poisonous darts. And they are slipping out like blades. So that's unexpected. Now that we can shift our focus away from that, I am still playing the crystal ball. I wish you could hear it. I'll try this way. Barbara, nod if you can hear it. No, it's all right.
But people are saying they can feel it, so keep going.
Thank you. So we've done this heavy lifting, which was unexpected. I really feel it was for the collective. We are earth healers, we're planetary healers, we are big souls that do things for the masses. But now we get the light part that I was expecting. We get to float up, 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 up with in the body of the white dragon mother. And this is where I'm feeling high now, higher and bubblier and even more expanded. And this is where we go, our focus goes from the cave, from the inside. Now everything is on the outside. I see our huge wings and I see nothing but this energy that is in the image behind me, this soft fluffiness. And now I'm feeling elated, like, oh, this is the bounce off effect. This is the launch off of what we just let go. And now I'm feeling big, really, really big. And there might be words or just sounds or light language that the white dragon mother, and she's a collective and we're all part of her. And she wants to be associated with the mother creatrix energy, the mother God. She is flying high, really high, but she's still connected with us through her tail. So a lot of us, or even us one at a time through the paradox, we can be riding her tail, like right at the back, and it's just really exciting. And maybe that's the wind flipping off even more things for us to not have attached to us. Oh, she is really, really excited and she's really strong, but she's saying messages such as, you can fly as high as you want to. It is possible. It is okay, and it is allowed for you to be happy, abundant, elated in these unusual times. It is possible for you to be more grounded. It is possible for you to be more expanded. You can ride these waves with as much ecstatic happiness as you want. A lot of you are knowing it and feeling it, and you might have that feeling like survival's guilt, happiness guilt, abundance guilt. These might be words or locks inside of you that subconsciously you're not aware that you have, but they are such typical human traits. So it's okay to be extremely high vibrational in bizarre times, and it's also okay to show it. So you don't have to hide who you are as much, and it is safe. We know that for you humans, it's very important to feel safe, and there might be big, strong illusion, multiple illusions that you aren't, but you really are. Rely on me, your higher self, to really be there for you in a visceral way, which is why I took you down, and then I'm taking you up, and then I have you in my body within me. I'm going to hold us in this space, but Barbara, I wonder if you have any things to add or comments as we're kept here a bit.
Yeah. No, I was just getting an image of before we started to go up with the White Mother. I was in a cave full of dragon eggs, which I thought was interesting. And and they sort of felt like they were my babies.
Oh, I've
Yeah.
heard people talk of dragon eggs. I have experienced it with them,
No,
but that's the first time that I've heard anybody say that they were your babies or they
yeah,
felt like that.
first time for me, because I was like, what is this? And I'm like, oh, they're my babies. So clearly I was in my dragon self. And then I actually experienced like big white paws, almost like when we were looking at our hands, that were just sort of like, I mean, beautiful energy. But that I was, yeah, I was getting more sort of, there was some galactic energy coming in as you were talking about us going higher and higher.
So let me then close this up a bit. Let's see what the other portion of this. They really wanted, they are holding us really up high. That sacred space, the womb, the happy place that we created, it's up there, and we are each in those pod spaces. But this group feels really strong. We are gifting each other with this place to go back to. This place feels, either it is or it's similar to the Venus temple. There's this Venus dragon that she shows herself as big as the whole planet Venus, and that all of Venus is a temple in her energy field. So this is what this is feeling like. So I believe that this is a place that we are invited to go back to again. But now I believe we're going to slide down a playful slide, and we're going to get ready to come back into our earth space to regift it with these energies. So getting ready to bring all of this deliciousness down. To just come down, be in your room, in your chair, in your city, in your country, and knowing that you and we are doing incredible blessing, huge blessing and gifting to Mother Earth. And this interconnectedness of Earth, the Earth Dragon Mother, the White Dragon, and these galactic frequencies that you're feeling is all connecting. And it's good for Mother Earth herself and for us. Things are more comfortable as we are interconnecting in this way. So let's take a breath, and then we can do some sharing. And as for me, the whole temple is around my house, but I have so many crystals that I'm hoping there's a temple around my house, multiple kinds. I'm playing the crystal bowl for integration and for us to consciously know more and remember more. I can still see the White Dragon Mother, but she's really flying high, and she's saying we have all been good boys and little girls. I don't think I've heard that before. So she's speaking as a mother, and she's proud maybe in the same way you might be proud with your eggs, because there's that feeling that we're a part of her. So I really felt that mother of, I'm so proud of you, you did good, but of course you would. The White Dragon Mother is saying that she is real. She is real. Dragons are real. The Venus temple is real. Galactic energy is real. And now she's getting really passionate, and she's saying, you are real. You on your multidimensional level, beyond what you think of yourself as a mere human, you are so real. In fact, you are more real than the illusions that you humans are looking at and giving your attention to. So in giving attention to me, the White Dragon Mother, I want to throw that back to you so that you can see yourself at these higher levels. So you are real. Our attention is going back down. I think we were brought into our home space, but now I'm seeing the crystals that were in my happy space. Let's focus a little bit. Maybe we are given gifts, because I'm very happy to have these massive crystals, but there's something that has been planted, and I would love to hear from everyone. We have something planted in the earth beneath our house where we live. And even if you're in a skyrise, it's still planted on earth. So it doesn't have to be crystals for everyone, but I'm seeing that there's energy pockets. What do you like, light bulbs beneath? Yeah, mine look like pillars of light, massive pillars. Yeah.
So last year I asked the dragons what, because I was picking up there was something in the ground near me, and they actually had me draw the ley lines. I actually did a painting where they showed me where the ley lines were under and close to my home, so that I could work with that energy. And there was at that time, there was a lot of negative energy in my neighborhood. And it allowed me to bring that negativity down into the ley lines and away. So
that's phenomenal.
Yes. So it was interesting, because the minute you said what's beneath you, I'm like, oh yeah, ley lines. And we've all got ley lines somewhere near us. But and I'd had various advice about how you could find them, but the dragons just said, we'll show you.
That makes a lot of sense. So the gift that they're showing us is that eggs for you now, or is it something else by those ley lines right now?
They're showing me the gift is that I know where the ley lines are.
That is a gift. Yes.
Yeah, that's a gift.
Okay. Yes. And for me, seeing the pillars makes me feel more grounded, because you can believe I need to feel grounded. So the pillars are like, hold you down. Yeah. So let's hear from other people. I want to hear anything related to this experience, especially what gifts you have been given.
Yeah, and you can unmute yourself if you want to speak, or you can put it in the comments. I will read the comments. Dina said she just started to paint a large dragon egg last night. A big white blue crystal on white dragon. Oh, hubby said pure crystal in water. A big massive rainbow crystal and rainbow tree outside. Yeah, ley lines. We can ground into these. Yeah. Pearlescent gem, egg shaped. Brooke did found a photo as well. I saw similar to this, a dragon egg with crystals coming out. Yeah, awesome, Brooke. Yeah, and my cave was egg shaped as well.
Yours?
I just wanted to mention last night, like, obviously ever since the Dragon Thunder, I've been like finding all these rainbow things, and rainbow art that I painted like in my early 20s, and it's like, oh look. But today, and then I came home and I had received these Andara crystals, and it looks like the same colors, Alessandra, as your image of the white mother dragon. Look at this. And it just arrived. Like, I don't know if you can see it, but
Is it Orad?
yeah.
I'm a fan of anything Orad, like bring on the rainbow.
Yeah, I mean, it looks at different colors in different light, and but I'm currently at work right now, so I'm like in and out of being able to listen and tune in. However, I did want to share that like I could right away feel at peace when you showed her, when you brought attention to the white dragon mother. Like there was this energy of divine peace just like radiating and like holding us all. And so I just wanted to say thank you. I'm going to re-listen and rewatch the this whole thing later. But I do find it, everyone that is here, I feel is guided to be here together. And like out of all the and this morning, the card that I pulled, Ruby, Dragon, Illumination, Creative Force, Earth Magic. And I just feel like I love pointing out synchronicities because I feel like they're gifts. So I'll stop talking now.
Thanks for being here, even though you have to work.
Hi, I do have such a pearlescent pillar as well. And in my garden were several pearlescent dragon eggs, like for Easter, you know, when you hide them for the kids. And today I was in an inspirational writing group, and I wrote a very sweet story about it's a game of words, dragonfly. So about a dragon who flies and so on. And this was a rainbow dragon as well. So we're meeting here with those energies. Yeah.
So you have a really strong connection and you're active with it. That's a beautiful gift.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, everybody. Hi, Alessandra, Barbara. I'd like to bring my voice into this. This is an incredibly beautiful and emotional journey for me because I live on a ghost road, so all that, or anybody into the ley lines will know what I'm talking about. And I've been feeling very disempowered, and I've been putting it down to that in part. And with the gift just received, I'm feeling I'm feeling undisempowered. I'm feeling so much better and so much healthier. And I'm here clutching my dragon egg in my hand, also with my Pictish stone I picked up in Scotland many years ago that I scry with. So yes, thanks everybody. Thanks sisters, brothers, Mother Dragon. It's good to come home because I've been a long, long way away, and it's feeling so much better to come home.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah. It's so nice when we find our community. I'm glad you found us.
So am I, because I live on my own as well, apart from my cats.
Yes.
And I've been disenfranchised. Yeah.
Yeah.
So thank you for this beautiful space.
Thank you.
I live
And
alone, but I've bought lots of crystal skulls to keep me company, and I was out of hand for a while, so I put them all in an audience around me. I'm less alone, but it's hard, and that's probably why I actually started working in a normal 3D job, was because I had been too isolated for too long.
yeah.
And that's how the guides trick us. It was like, oh, I'm not making money, I don't have that kind of a stability, and it's like I've made so much money, and then it comes and goes, and I thought, oh, the money was just to get my attention. I needed to be around people in community setting. I live in Italy, but my family is in America now, and I have one cat, but I wish I had 7. And I do have a wish, and this might be a wish that many of us empaths, I would love to have a ferret, a rabbit, a goat, a horse, all like rescues, but gotta have somebody else taking care of them too. Oh, somebody, you have 7 cats? I have to come to your house and just cuddle. This is Sarah, not you, Mary. But
I
thank
have
you,
3
Mary, for sharing.
cats.
Ariel, you have 3?
Yeah, I have 3 cats, and there are 2 homeless black cats that are very shy, which I feed on occasion. I just leave them some food, and they shyly approach, and they eat it and then run away. I love taking care of stray animals. I wish that they could all have homes.
Yeah, I think there's something with the whole dragon thing. At the most I've had were 5 cats and 3 dogs. And then I moved to a condo and I'm restricted to 3 animals. So I have 1 dog and 1 cat now. But yeah, that was, I could see myself like gathering cats as I got older.
Somebody has a hedgehog. Yay! I had a we rescued a hedgehog when I was a kid, and it was make that sound like that when it would eat. Oh, somebody has a chicken. Yes. Horses. Oh, somebody has horses and goats. And somebody has one. Yeah, Ariel, you want a panther. So, Barbara, where are we at right now? I think anybody else want to share?
Yeah, we're at 11:40, the 10-15 minutes, and we can still take questions.
Right. I missed it.
If we want to stick to an hour, we can always go over. Depending, I know some of it, like you said, a lot of people have taken lunch early, but you know that, and I'm so glad that everybody, those of you that came, or those of you watching the recording, I know there's a lot of people that wanted to see this, but so this will, I will say again, this is recorded. It will go up on my YouTube channel, and I'll send you the link. If I have your, and I will put it, actually, I'll also put it on Dragon Thunder, or the link to the YouTube once I've got that done. So, so I know that's where a lot of you found this, and
There's
so do you
definitely
feel,
a.
and
Yeah,
so do
go
you
ahead.
feel like you've because I know you said you started this during Dragon Thunder or Galactic Dragon Thunder. Do you feel like it's complete for now?
In a way, it's only the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's only the beginning, but something does feel complete. It's almost like a chapter is closed, but the book continues. That's what it
Right.
feels like.
Right.
You mean if there's anything else that needs to be done or said now on Dragon Hour with you? Is that also what you're saying?
Well, no, I mean, no, just because I know you said you started this, what
Yeah.
you did in Galactic
Yeah.
Dragon Thunder, and you felt this was going to be a continuation.
Yes.
And you're right,
Yes.
there's never really a beginning and an end. It's just, you know, either
Yeah.
something else joining or something merging, or then there's somebody else comes along.
Well, it feels like a magnetic conveyor belt, and we are, yes, it's accomplished here, and
Right.
I feel that we're all open-hearted more so. So it's like we've done our
Right.
homework that we benefit from.
Yes, that's true. Yeah.
Wow.
And I'm going to be doing I'm going to start again in September. I sort of took the summer off, but but I've already got people booked through. There's several people that are from England as well. So I've got a new group of people that we're going to start. So I'll do Dragon Hour. I usually do Thursdays when I'm doing people in across the pond. We usually do them on Sundays, or I'm flexible when we can do them. But and the fact they get recorded, I think, is really helpful. I'm sure that a lot of you were at Galactic Dragon Thunder, which I think was a huge success, because everybody, those that showed up, those of us that showed up, got what we needed for Galactic from that day. Or whether you did the whole 26 hours. Did anybody do the whole 26 hours? I know I didn't. Yeah. I actually spoke to somebody the other day that said she was working nights. So she started in Australia and she just kept it going, like, for the whole time. I mean, she wasn't awake through it. I don't think I would have slept. If I'd have had it on, I don't think I'd have slept because of the energy. But I do think that the energy, as I said, Kelly and I decided to, for the USA portion, we've raised the vibration. So stay tuned for what's planned for 2025. We're already talking about what that's going to look like. So any of you that want to do, if I go on what Kevin did last year, he will put out a call for people that want to be live, and it'll be first come, first serve. So if you feel that you want to be a speaker, keep your eyes on Dragon Thunder. It will be announced. That's not going to happen just yet, but he will probably want to get it complete by the end of this year, so he knows how many speakers. And you can do pre-records as well. So I thought I wasn't going to do anything. And I'm like, oh, I'm going to be the host for the USA. So I'm not going to do a presentation. And literally like 3 or 4 days beforehand, the dragons like literally told me, you need to record something. So they reprimanded me and said, record something now. So I did do a pre-record. Right. So where are we here? So does anybody else, does somebody else want to say something? Oh, somebody isn't muted. Hang on a minute, let's mute. All right. So yes, we did have a spontaneous, somebody said there was spontaneous light language at one part of your presentation.
That happens. I'm so excited. How did it feel?
It was more of a, I think it sort of, I know, how would people describe it? But it was, I certainly heard it.
It sounded like change.
Like change, right?
I couldn't hear. Did you hear?
Hear what? What are we listening for?
No, there
heard
was
a man's voice.
a spontaneous light language. It sounded just like a sound.
Yeah, well, actually, I don't know what it means for other people, but that has happened to me. I was in Japan channeling for the first time, and I was doing light language, and there was a big group. It was big for me at the time too, 50 people live. It was wonderful. And we have these big speakers, and all of a sudden there was somebody speaking in French. And I was like, how dare, like, why? I thought somebody had done it on purpose, but to the Japanese audience, they're like, whoa, that was light language.
Oui, baguette. I'm sorry.
I was like, why? And it was just the electronics got crossed in that moment, and it was funny.
And I think sometimes sometimes you can have a spontaneous like outburst,
yes.
of light language.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't think it was anything other than something spontaneous that happened.
Yeah,
but it's always interesting. I was on I don't remember what it was, but I think it was a meeting we were having with Kevin, and as we were meeting, it was like a shapeshift. A dragon came in, like on the video, and literally covered the whole of the video. So that it came in one side and it went out the other, and everybody was like, "Was it just me that saw that?" So some interesting things happen, especially on electronics. I think like this sort of
Yes.
shape-shifting dragon, but the dragons clearly wanted us to know that they were there listening. So
there was one of the lives, I'm trying to remember who was presenting, but I remember Aurora. It was like the first night, Saturday night, and Aurora, like every time she would speak, there was this high-pitched sound. And I didn't know what it was, but I think it was like something that was trying to come through, because she was wearing her headphones. So it wasn't like background noise.
yeah.
It was really interesting. And I've had that where I've gone live and there'll be like this interference and it'll be like mantis energy. But I feel like it's always like whenever there's that kind of not always, but a lot of times there's some kind of like energy that wants to like participate with us. And it's funny, but if I was presenting in front of all those people in Japan, I probably would have thought that's amazing that you did that, Alessandra. Like, wow, like that must have been an amazing experience. And I've been wanting to experience you channeling live forever. So I'm grateful that I got to be here today. I've seen you in video, but I've never been able to interact with you live. So I'm really grateful that for that, Barbara, that you created this Dragon Hour so we can all connect. And I do want to ask you a really quick question, because you had talked about the whole job, having a job, not having a job, being open to receiving money. And like as someone that still works in a full-time job, I feel like it's like we all have different missions, and sometimes maybe we're meant to work in a full-time job or a part-time job because we're sharing our authenticity. And there was a time where I kind of felt like, oh, gee, like, is there something wrong with me that I'm still working a full-time job and not fully surrendering into being full-time artist, intuitive dragon person? But the thing is, I've discovered that like my job like grounds me, and I share about dragons and fairies and light language to the people that I work with. So it's like, I don't know. I feel like we're all on our own journey, and as long as we're listening to our authentic guidance, I just want to hear what you had to say about that, because you have a different, you have your journey. We're all having our journey. So I was wondering if you had anything on that.
Well, there's what I experience, and then there's what I see with clients. So when I work with clients and shamanically, I get visions of their bodies or their auric field and the extension of their auric field. Every single time I'm shown exactly what you said, that we are bright lights infiltrated in different parts of the system. And I mean, I've had clients that are medical doctors and nurses, and I'm like, bring it to the pharma, And so, and it's exactly what you said. So we're all of service in different ways. My personal journey was, I was able to be a galactic shaman full time. I still am, but I was able to be for a decade not working a real job, and it was really wonderful and painful. I mean, I just did what maybe a lot of us starseeds do, is I want to help humans, but I hate humans. I rather hang out with my cats type thing. And so it was just too extreme, but it was beautiful. So I take that as a shamanic training or something, or maybe I lived out a past life, but now I want to be more integrated. So I see super positive and negative in everything. And you made sense, Dina.
Thank you, because, thank you for that, because I feel like we all have seasons of our life. And, I'm working towards being able to have perhaps a year of not working in a job, but like you know, if I didn't, I wouldn't have the friction of like, why am I so unhappy working this full-time job? What's going on with me? And then that led me to discover my spiritual path, which led me to discover the dragon. So, you know, so it's like we need, it's in a way we like, without those moments of dissatisfaction and friction, how are we then opening the door for receiving guidance and receiving, and like, if it wasn't for my dissatisfaction with my job, I probably wouldn't be here with all of you.
And I think, Dina, like there's a lot of people here that work full-time jobs as well. And like we're taking lunch breaks. And as I said, I was in a meeting in my full-time job, and I came to this, and then I'm going back to work. So I think you find ways around it. And for me, it's the reality of everyday life. Of I have to have a roof over my head. I have two. Both my sons live with me as well, so I'm the breadwinner, and I keep the roof over everybody's head. So I'm still juggling, you know, those two worlds, and I don't think there's anything wrong in it. But I think if you're not happy with your full-time job, I've learned to be happy with mine because it gives me a lot of freedom. So, you know, you have to. I can work from home, and like somebody said as well. I mean, we all know what it was like during COVID. Like we didn't interact with humans; only the people were in our homes. And, you know, there's that side to it as well. We do need human interaction, however annoying they are. I agree with you, Alexandra. So, yeah, I think you have to do, yeah, I love the saying, you do you, right? You do what works for you. Don't worry about anybody else. So, anybody else have anything they want to add? This has been amazing. Thank you. And as I said, it was the dragons that decided that this. I just posted it. I will. So, Alessandra, your website. Do you have a website?
Yeah, I can put the link. It's my name.
Yes.
I'll write it down.
Yeah, I've just put my website in there. I know some of you, when you messaged me, said that you were new to dragons. So, you know, it's a journey. I mean, all of us started the journey somewhere. You can connect with Alessandra, you can connect with me, and there's lots of other people. I have a Facebook page. Do you as well? You have, yeah. So I will send it, when I send out the recording, that will have my website on it, and I'll take Alexandra's as well. And Dragon Thunder Facebook page, there's a lot of people on that as well that you can, and I think as you start watching the replays, you might, you know, pick up people that you feel drawn to. So thank you for everybody that came. Thank you for everybody that is going to watch this. Thank you. And I can see somebody's hand there. Oh, it's funny because you're in and out, Sarah, and all we could see was your hand. That was interesting. It's just your hand. So thank you, everybody. And I will stop recording. And do you want any last words, Alessandra?
Oh, I had to see if I was muted or not. Just the last words are, there was some message about love, but I didn't know how to relay it because the only word we have is love. And so as we are winding down and closing the sacred circle, that big cocoon of her body being in the dragon's body, and it felt like a new kind of love, that, and funny that we're talking about humans because there's this interconnection in the group and with her. So there was just something about, be aware that you are love and that you are loved in new ways now, and rely on that, or kind of be like, yeah, but I got love, you know, be confident with that, you know, with a sparkle. So that's it. That's the gift. And thank you, Barbara.
Well, thank you. That was beautiful. Thank you.